Hello and welcome to another update video about Quant. So Quant has broken the ascending trend line. It is coming down. The question is, are we already in this wave 2? So let's just zoom out, recap a little bit here on Quant. Let's talk about where we could be heading. Now with Quant, we talked about that Quant formed here a 5-wave impulse to the upside and a wave 2 correction that probably is already complete. That is my view, because we broke above the previous wave 1 high, which was here at around $130. And then we talked about us moving higher here in the wave 3, but within the wave 3 only for now in the first wave of the third wave, and that we will then come down in a wave 2, which is the area where I will personally accumulate again, and then a wave 3 of the wave 3 would be next. So I want to be part of that third wave of the third wave. Now we obviously defined here several reversal areas, target areas on the chart with the help of the Elliott wave method, and so far we missed only one of them by $2 or $3, which was here the peak of wave 1. All the other ones were reached and the price reversed here. There was only one where we really went deep into it, and the other ones we basically only touched. So Quant did only the minimum really of what it needed to do. We then said, all right, on the way up here we'll probably get into this region between $151 and $167. As you can see, we haven't even reached that yet, but the price is already coming down and broke the trend line. What does that mean? So I told you in a video here that I wouldn't go in here anymore long, because we're pretty much exhausted here at the end of a possible move to the upside, but we missed that target area. So the question is, does the same thing happen as it did here, that Quant is already reversing and finished that wave 1? For me personally, for my personal strategy, that wouldn't be a problem, because I will nevertheless accumulate in this area here between $100 and $117. So the earlier we get there, the better. However, we haven't created, for me, a clear enough wave 5. Sorry, it's this one here, to the upside, yeah? So at the moment, really, whoops, let me just zoom in again. At the moment, and I looked at this decline on the lower time frame. Remember when we moved up here in a wave 1, came down in a 2, we moved up in a 3, and we said, okay, it could very well be that this was already the wave 4. Yeah, when we came down here. So let me just put that onto the chart again. That target area, I think I didn't even leave it on the chart at the time. So generally what you would expect in a wave 4 retracement would be the area between the 23.6 and the 50% retracement. Yeah, here with that drop down on the 28th of September, we already reached the 38.2% fib level, then started to rise, and we assumed we're already in wave 5. Now the move up here is not convincing enough for me, to be honest. It's not clear enough. You know, we only barely made a new high, while from looking at the rules and everything, it could very well be that this was the wave 5, but for me it wasn't clear enough. So actually I think it is not too unlikely that we will still see this wave 5, and that this is just a wave 4 still, that the wave 4 was never finished, that we're doing something like this. Yeah, we need to be ready for that. And if I put that reversal area on the chart, which is basically here between the 23.6 and the 50% fib level, I at the moment have to assume that we are still in wave 4, quite a clear wave 4, which, looking at the proportions of the whole wave, actually works out quite nicely. Which means that as long as we're holding the $120 level, the 50% retracement, I would assume we are in the wave 4, and we'll still see a new wave 5, which is also good for anybody who is currently still invested in Quant. Yeah, that is my view. Yeah, as long as we're holding 120, I think we're gonna still see that 5th wave to the upside. If we break to 120, you know, and I can't promise that we're gonna hold it, of course not, but as long as we're holding it, I think we're still gonna see that 5th wave, which could then take us into that region here between $151 and $167 before we then eventually come down in wave 2. The problem is what we have here. Let me take that ABC out now, because I think we're still in the 4th wave. The problem that we have here, what also, you know, can misguide you at times, is the problem of an overshooting wave B. which I think we did here. I think we came down here in a wave A, we moved up in an overshooting wave B, and now we're coming down in wave C. So I think this is sort of what we can expect. Yeah, and then moving up. And these are the key levels: 120, 126, and we're already below 133. So I think this is where we are, and then we'd expect a reversal still in wave 5. So I'm still planning for that. I think ideally you would go below the low of the wave A now. We don't need to, because with an overshooting wave B, this could be a running flat where we don't need to break the $126 level. Yeah, we don't need to. So at any moment in time, now that we're in the green area, we have to expect another move to the upside. But I think ideally, because an expanded flat where we would break the low of the wave A, these patterns are more likely. Primarily, I would expect we go down a little bit lower. Yeah, maybe all the way down to $120 before we reverse to the upside all the way up to 151. Yeah, that's my update about Quant. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.